been a long week. Well, for me at least. But I also know that it's been a fun week, especially with the last 2 days with the NFL draft. And yet we're going to have a draft of our own because it's time! So I hope everyone has been doing well. Let me drink some water before I begin. Very good. But yeah, I hope you guys have been staying safe. I know that sometimes it can be rough, but I hope everyone is staying safe and doing well. I definitely am looking forward to this draft. And, of course, we will be taking, well, I, at the least, will be taking a little break from Madden, but not before we do a draft. But nonetheless, though, I hope all is well, and I hope you guys are enjoying the real life draft. The IRL draft is what I was trying to say. I can't talk. But nonetheless, though, we'll start the proceedings in a couple of minutes, and we'll wait for a few people to come on in. Okay. And in the meantime, I'll just set up my stream and whatnot. But hope all is well. Oh. Okay. I guess it takes a while to upload, but anyway, I am looking forward to this, and hello to the one person that's in. And like I said, at the 10-minute mark, we will officially begin. So, it's great to have you, my friend. But yeah, like, of course, going into the IRL draft, I know that there hasn't been a consensus number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pick. I mean, you have a lot of good players, but you don't have a lot of great players, or players that stand out to the point where you'd be fools to pass up on them, or at least it seems like that. You know, some drafts are like that. Of course, some people still consider the 2013 draft to be the worst draft class that there was, and well, I mean, it had its picks, but there weren't really a lot of home runs on that one. Hey, what's up, man? Tito, I have some good news. You might want to stick around for this one, Mr. Tito. So, but I do have some good news for you, and I have some good news for the Joker. But yeah, Tito, I'm serious. I have some great news for you, man. Well, but if you have to go to bed, I don't want to stop you. I don't want to force you. But I just figured I'd let you know. Oh, I almost forgot I need to get my pop-out chat. But I guess while Joker is still here, hope all is well, man. You'll stay? Awesome. Thank you. If you want to share, you're more than welcome to. I've already gotten the notification squad. I'm surprised it took about 2-3 minutes for it to come out. But, oh well. No harm, no foul. But I will mention the 10 teams that are going to be drafting this year. And it's based on the 10 teams that had the 10 worst records in the league at the end of last year. So these are the 10 teams that will draft, and one of those teams is going to win the Super Bowl. And of course, we repeat that process with the next best teams, and then eventually the next 8 teams, which would be the 8 playoff teams, and then of course the final 4. But that's kind of how we do our little series, though. What? Oh, that's terrible. Well, dude, I hope you got your vaccine. Because oh man, I feel terrible, man. I mean, here I am doing a draft for a video game series that I'm doing, and yet, that's compared to what you're going through, that's nothing. And when I say nothing, I'm talking about my show compared to what you're going through. But I feel terrible though, and I feel terrible for Joker. I feel terrible that you. Well, I hope it's all good, or if you're just on the recovering end of it, you know. But still, you know, it's a lot. It's a concern, really. In with all due fairness, really. Although I also understand that some people may be tired or they might be watching other people's shows. That's fine. I don't mind. But I hope that they do get to watch this. You know, because it is what it is. Hey, Brandon, what's up? Great to see you, man. But still, I really do hope that you're on the rebound, because like, all of this means nothing if if you're suffering. Because trust me, if I was, which I thankfully haven't been hospitalized. I've had the disease, or the yes, definitely do. I hope you do feel better, Joker. But yeah, I mean, I've had it before. It thankfully wasn't enough to hospitalize me, but I did have to quarantine because of it. Of course, back then I didn't have a job to do, so thank goodness I didn't miss anything. And also, hey, what's up, Patty? But but if you're feeling better, then I will just leave it at that. But still, also great to see Brandon, Ram, Patty. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more. But I also understand that some people may be out Friday night or watching other shows, but that's okay. But they could always watch the replay, and yeah. But they could always watch the replay, and if they have any concerns, they can leave a comment, and I'll see what I can do. Like, for example, if you get drafted and you don't want to play for that team, I will do everything I can to make trades, at least, if it works out. I can't promise anything, but I will do the best I can. But I will showcase the 10 teams that, or actually I should show it over here. The 10 teams that will be picking this draft. And, of course, some people did switch positions, and we also have some new people. So I'm happy to mention that. We have some new people. Of course, some people did leave, mainly just because of the fact that they hadn't been active in terms of this series. But hey, it is what it is. When is the next Jackbox stream? Surprisingly, not a lot of people voted for that game when I last did a poll. Of course, it was under the user words, but it is what it is. But yeah, not a lot of people vote for it. In fact, nobody voted for it. But hey, never say never. Because sometimes what I do is, like, when the next Jackbox game does come out, I usually do a marathon of those games, especially in the lead up to it. But yeah, I will definitely let you know when that comes. Of course, it's less likely to happen less often, just because, again, I have a job. I can only do this on the weekends, and tonight I am doing the Madden draft, of course, because this is part of the IRL draft day. But still, I will let you. I will definitely let you know when the next Jackbox stream is. So I'll be happy to tell you. All right. So as I was answering the question, the time has elapsed, and it's time to begin the draft. And I'm hoping that all goes well, and I hope you guys enjoy the teams that do draft you, and that may the best team win when all is said and done. All right, so I will introduce the players little by little. I mean, of course, you have new. I'll introduce the new standouts that we have, including Shifty the Clown, Shifty the Drunken Dragon Clown, if you will. And then let's go down. We have Drum Monkey. Oh yeah, that's right. He came in last season. We also have Bryce Lawson, who is, of course, via Bella Lockjaw. So you get to see Bella Lockjaw's friend on Bella's behalf. But then we also have Big Tito. Yes, Big Tito making his debut. And then, of course, you have Patty Chase, who came in last season. And I'm going to double check one more. I know there's at least one other player. Oh, right. Ram. Or as I call him here, the Ram. But yeah, Ram is in this. And then after that, no, not Antonio Brown. And that's it. There we go. So those are our new contestants. But I just wanted to share, the new guys. So with that said, and now it's time for the first pick. And our first pick goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, of course, they have so many needs. It's not even funny. But, of course, you might disagree with this pick. Maybe you might not. But it may as well be the most Jacksonville Jaguars thing to do. Because with their number one pick, they have selected. Of course, I have to go down to find him. But they have selected kicker/punter Sly Cooper as the number one draft pick. Of course, to be fair, the kicking game is pretty terrible for the Jaguars, so it makes sense in that sense to draft him. But with that pick, I don't know. I mean, again, it's the most Jacksonville Jaguars thing to do. I don't know if you guys have any reactions to that pick, but it is what it is. But with that said, we move on to our next pick, and it features the Pride, the Detroit Lions. And just like the last pick, they have so many. I mean, they have so many fill-ins. Like, of course, they did shore up with a quarterback, especially in that trade that sent Jared Goff to Detroit for Matthew Stafford. I don't know if you guys remember that trade, but they were able to get a good quarterback. But, of course, you can never really replace a franchise quarterback like Matthew Stafford. But, hey, I'm happy that he got his ring. But with all that said, the Lions are looking for somebody to protect Jared Goff. And that man is, oddly enough, the man who won a Super Bowl as a center for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's our good friend Jordan Zach Walker, who was the second overall pick as a center. So congratulations to Zach on being the number 2 pick. But let me see. Is the hopefully the chat didn't freeze or anything. Well, I guess no one has said anything, but it is what it is, I suppose. Okay. All right. Next to pick are the Dallas, or not the Dallas. Well, I mean, of course, there was a team in Dallas called the Texans, but then they became the Chiefs. It didn't? All right, cool. But no, the Houston Texans is what I was trying to say. Again, this is another team that has so many needs. They don't have one glaring weakness. They have quite a bit. But one of their biggest weaknesses is that they do not have a signal caller. They don't have a guy to lead the team. Of course, most of you know that what was his face? His name escapes me right now, but he just left to go to the Browns, and they paid him a ransom of money. Again, his name escapes me right now, but if you know who the quarterback that was at the helm for the Texans, of course he got himself into a lot of legal trouble. But of course, now that he's gone, that leaves a void. And to that end, the Texans have selected with their third pick, or with the third overall pick, James Crimson Ninja Cleghorn at quarterback. So congratulations to James, or Crimson Ninja, as the third overall pick. Oh yes, Deshaun Watson. That's right. Thank you, because I knew that I knew who he was. I just forgot his name. But yeah, Deshaun Watson. But yeah, like as soon as he left, it just left a huge void, really. And even when he was there, I mean, there was always that dark cloud over him. And I do hope that that Mr. Watson, picks up the pieces of his career, because I know that legal troubles can always be a drag. I imagine that. And also hello to the Autism Carol. And how's everything going in Autism Land, or Autism Carol Land, or TTC, if you will? But I know that yeah, definitely welcome Carol. But yeah, that's pretty much where the Texans went with that pick. So it's all good, awesome. And I don't know if Carol wants to, because I know the last time that we saw Carol in the field, of course this was back when Carol was known as Rob Parks, but now we know her as Carol now. But yeah, anytime that Carol wants to suit up, let me know and I'll put you on the wait list. But other than that, though, welcome to the show. Okay, next pick. Back to the draft. So next up is the Jets. Now they don't have as many weaknesses, but they still have quite a bit, though. All right, cool. I'll just have to remember to. All right, so Carol Parks. All right, so I got you on standby, my friend. Okay, there we go. was just adding you to the wait list, but I hope everything's going well. And for the Jets, I mean, they have quite a number of needs, but one thing that they do need is someone to, of course, being that this was before they drafted, Sauce Gardner, they do need somebody to cover the secondary. And to that end, they have selected, of course, somebody who lives within New York, although even though the teams are located in New Jersey, which is where this person comes from, and that man is Najee. Of course, this is a man who has won a championship before. But so yeah, great pick there by the Jets on the number 4 overall pick. Okay, next up is the other New York team. And this is another team that, in this case, they have a good quarterback, but they just don't have enough protection. But they need protection first and foremost. It's one of those things where until you get protection, they're not going anywhere. They might have a great defense, but actually, I don't know about the defense, but they definitely need to fix the offensive line is what the Giants need to do. And to that end, they need somebody to be a wall. They need somebody like... Hey, Najee, what's up? Najee, I don't know if you know this, but, before I get to that, how's everything going, Najee? Hope everything's going well with you and Diamond and Elm and whoever else that you're very close to. Anyway, to get back to you're heading to work. Oh, well, just wanted to let you know that you were just recently drafted, but that the Giants are up next with their pick. Oh, no. And anyway, to that end, to help with the offensive line for the Giants, they have selected, if I can find them, I'm just going to type it in for you, my friend. There we go. All right. So now let me find the pick for the Giants in that case. There he is. Of course, the Giants get a giant in the Brooklyn Joker. So yes, Joker gets to once again play for the Giants as he did the season prior. The Jets, oh no. But that just goes to show how badly they need Najee to help them. But anyway, as for Joker, he's the 5th overall pick. What do you think about that, Joker? Want to get your thoughts on that one. What about Diamond? He has not been drafted yet. Not yet. So, anyway, I'll get through these really quickly, though. Now we get to the bottom half of our draft, of our draftees, and these are the teams that are a little bit better, and maybe even the favorites to win the Super Bowl, but of course you never can tell. Now, of course, as anyone who's been following the Carolina Panthers knows, that they have had a shit amount of quarterback, though. Ram needs to get signed at the Rams. Well, unfortunately, the Rams are not in this draft, but they will be in 3 drafts time. But at least you get your experience, so I'm happy with that. But I definitely do want to put Ram on the Rams when that time comes. So, I mean, of course, they are the defending champions, so why would they not be? You always got to feature the best for last, but that's another story for another time. Anyway, but yeah, the Panthers are one of those teams that hasn't had a good quarterback since Cam Newton, and that was when he was good. But then he started getting bad, and well, it's kind of just been shit since then. No offense, but it's true. So to that end, they get a guy that has a proven track record as a quarterback. The man formerly known as Chaos Reaper, but now he goes under the name of Atticus Black. So congratulations to Atticus on being the number 6 pick overall. It feels glorious. Awesome. I'm happy. Yes, Crimson Ninja, you did get drafted. You were in fact. Actually, I'll just type it in the chat. I'll type it in the chat. I'll type it in the chat, just to surprise you as much as I can. So you were the 3rd overall pick by the Texans at quarterback. I mean, of course, I was trying to find a home for you at quarterback, but by a team that desperately needed one. Not somebody, not like the Lions that already have a decent quarterback in Jared Goff, but someone who just doesn't have one, especially after Deshaun Watson left the Texans high and dry. So you get to be the quarterback of the other Texas team. But of course, nothing could ever take away the fact that you became a Super Bowl champion the year before. So no one will ever say that you were not successful. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I'm happy that you're also feeling glorious, Mr. Joker. Okay. So now we get to the Bears. Or the Bears. I was wanting to do that. Okay, there we go. Well, this first pick is pretty obvious. If you know anything about our good friend, you would know that this person would be drafted by him. And while wide receiver's not the biggest need, it's right up there. Definitely right up there. If I can find him. And of course, it happens to be the Drum Monkey. So congratulations to the Drum Monkey at wide receiver for the Bears. But yeah, Crimson, what do you think about being drafted number 3 overall by the Texans? I hope you're not too upset. But as stated before, we always do trades after the draft. That way we can finalize the roster after the draft. So do hang in tight if that's the case. Otherwise, if you like it, great. All right. Next up, the Falcons. Now, this is a team that has been in regression a little bit. No complaints about it. Awesome. Okay. Well, of course, anyone who's been following the Falcons and this series would know it's pretty obvious who they're going to pick. And it's a position of need as well. And to that end, I'm not even going to waste your time. I'm just going to get right to it. Wally Johnson at defensive tackle goes to the Falcons at the number 8 overall pick. So, yeah, that one was kind of obvious there. All right, next up are the Broncos. This is a team that, of course, has a great defense, but unfortunately they are just one great quarterback away. Now, being that this was, pre Russell Wilson, they obviously are going to need a quarterback, but who? Well, there's one guy. Really, there's ever going to be one guy that was going to be selected as a quarterback, and a man that would be more than willing to do it. And that man, and I might have to change his last name before I forget, but it'll be the man formerly known as Clinton Cage, soon to be named Clinton McCleary, at quarterback for the Broncos. I mean, if you've been following Clinton Cage as much as I had, that one was kind of obvious, though. But I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on some of the picks that have transpired. Do let me know. All right, number 10, our final pick for the first round, and it belongs to the Seahawks. And once again, this is another pick that if you know anybody, if you know this person well enough, there was ever going to be one pick that Seattle would ever make, and that would be to get their guy at left tackle, Shifty the Drunken Dragon Clown. So Shifty is now off the board, but congratulations to the Seahawks on getting him. Okay. All right. All right, so now we go back to the Jaguars. And now I'll go through this a little bit more quickly since I've gone through each team more in depth than before. But I will mention that this is also a pick that they need in order to, help their secondary. And to that end, they pick Justin Cruz, who is making his return to this series. So congratulations to Justin on being a second-round draft pick. Okay. And now for the Lions, this is a team that they have their center, but now they just need somebody. And it just turns out that they have found a quarterback much better than Jared Goff. And that man is Maxim Aurelius, a.k.a. PPF, our good friend PPF when he was much younger. In fact, this was when he was a stud at 22. Go figure. Okay. All right, now we go back to the Texans, and this is going to concern Mr. Crimson Ninja now that he has been picked by them. Now, of course, they have Crimson Ninja to call the shots, but the Texans want to have somebody to protect Mr. Cleghorn. So to that end, Crimson, you now have some protection in the form of, if I can find this person, Deidre Lewis, a.k.a. Munchie, at right guard. So congratulations to the Texans on getting protection. So I hope that pick suffices for you, Mr. Crimson Ninja. But now we go back to the Jets. Okay. So now we go back to the Jets, and of course, even though this is not a very pressing need that they have, it is a need nonetheless. And of course, joining Najee is going to be his brother from another mother, and that man is Diamond Light. Let's get it, Munchie. Yeah. But yeah, Diamond Light, of course, going to join his brother from another mother, Najee, with him. So congratulations to Diamond Light. All right. Now we go back to the New York Football Giants. So, as before, they had already gotten Joker. So for Joker, I'm happy to say that the Giants are still looking for more protection, which means that you're going to be playing next to this person. And that man is biological. And it turns out to be the same teammate that you had in the previous season, Mr. Joker. So now you guys so it's now the two of you guys protecting your quarterback, whether it be Daniel Jones or if somehow they decide to go off the board and get a quarterback themselves. But congratulations to the Giants on shoring up that offensive line. Now we go back to the Panthers. Now the Panthers had just gotten their signal caller in the form of Atticus Black. But now, I also understand that, unfortunately, Christian McCaffrey has suffered an injury, so he's unable to, play for the Panthers. Hey, what's up, Jamar? How you doing, brother? But anyway, back to the Panthers, though. The Panthers, like I said, they lost Christian McCaffrey to an injury, because that did happen IRL. Towards the end of the season. So, you're doing great? Awesome. I'm happy that you're doing well, my friend. So, to that end, the Panthers definitely need somebody to pound the rock. And that man is Brandon Cuevas at running back. So, Brandon has reverted back to his running back roots. Even though he did win a championship as an offensive lineman, but yeah, it was either that or make you a tight end or have you as a linebacker or something like that. But it just worked out the way that it did, so I'm happy to say that, Mr. Cuevas. But anyway, I'm happy that you're here, Mr. Jamar. And plus, you hadn't been picked yet, so you didn't miss anything regarding yourself. All right, next up, we go back to the Bears. So, while Drum Monkey was taken, our next pick, they definitely need a shutdown corner. Someone to help, especially after some of the secondary left in free agency. Yes, you're going to Carolina, absolutely. Because like I said, Christian McCaffrey got injured, so it only made sense to have you come in his absence. But for the Bears, they do need a cornerback, especially after some of their cornerbacks left in free agency. It definitely leaves a void. So to that end, at cornerback, making his first appearance in the series as a cornerback, Blaise McCoy. Yes, Blaise McCoy. Even though he's a longtime Steelers fan, the Steelers are not featured in this season. But we will see them either the next season or the season after that. I forgot. I'll have to double check the records on that one. But yes, Blaise McCoy going to play with the Bears. So we'll find out how that turns out. But up next, we go back to the Falcons. Now the Falcons already have Wally at defensive tackle, but now they need somebody. And being that this was before they drafted, I forgot his name, but he was drafted at wide receiver. Well, they need a wide receiver right now. And that man is Jamar Games. So Jamar is a second-round pick for the Falcons. So congratulations to Jamar on getting picked by the Falcons. I'm surprised that they waited until this time to pick you, but hey, it worked out. And they had the 8th pick in all 4 rounds, though. But congratulations, though. Hope that makes you happy, and I hope that you and Wally and whoever else gets drafted, as the Falcons still have 2 picks left. Yeah. Definitely. Okay, but yeah, how do you feel about it? And as you type it, we'll go to our next pick. That pick goes to the Broncos. They already have a quarterback to help them, but of course, as we all know, Von Miller was traded to the Rams, who helped them win a Super Bowl. So they no longer have a middle linebacker anymore. So for that reason and that reason alone, they have gotten to choose a middle linebacker in the form of Remnant Elementor. So congratulations to Remnant on getting picked for the Broncos. Hey, what's up, Zach Walker? Zach, well, first and foremost, how you doing, man? And as you and as you think about that, we'll move on to our next pick. Don't want to make this show longer than it needs to, but all right. So the Seahawks, they already have Shifty to help with the offensive line, but they might need somebody to help with the secondary, given that obviously the Legion of Boom is not what it used to be. Good. How about you, bro? I'm doing pretty well. I had a great day at work. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Zach, well, first and foremost, I am happy to say you were drafted. But before I get to that, for the Seattle Seahawks, to help with their secondary, they have selected strong safety Elmeister. Of course, granted, Elmeister was a quarterback at times, but he also did pretty well as a strong safety for the Titans the last year that he played. So congratulations to Elmeister on getting picked to go to Seattle. All right, so now we go back to the Jaguars. And of course, the Jaguars, this is by far their biggest need. Of course, they do have Trevor Lawrence, but of course, they still have to help with. But they definitely need somebody to have him throw it to. So for that reason, they have drafted Mr. Dragonheart himself, Gregory Blakely, who had just came off of winning a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys the season prior. So there you go. Gregory is now a third-round pick, and not a bad pick either. All right, now we go back to the Pride. Well, Zach, I may as well tell you. Zach, you were picked second overall by the Detroit Lions, and of course they also drafted a quarterback, so you'll be protecting that guy, PPF. But now it's time to get some help on the defense. And to that end, they have selected MBN John. And I don't have to say very much, except this is a guy that is very reliable. He's always going to give you 100% when it comes to, whatever team drafts him, and he is a Super Bowl champion himself, so you can't go wrong with that one. But yeah, I do want to congratulate you on winning the Super Bowl, Mr. Walker. So I just wanted to, give you your props, so to speak. But now we move on to the Texans, and this is another pick that will concern Mr. Crimson Ninja. So they already have Crimson Ninja himself as the quarterback, and they did get some protection for him. But now it's time to get some help for the defense. And to that end, they have... Oh, no, other way. They got James Zero Gamer at left outside linebacker. Almost sounded like an Irishman, but that's not true. So, James Gamer, selected by the Texans to help them with their defense. I almost said offense, but that's not true. So yeah, Texans are starting to hit home runs with their picks. I will say that. All right, back to the Jets again. So they already have Najee and Diamond Light, so they got the two brothers. But now they need to find some the biggest hole that they can fill. And it is with that the Jets have selected at cornerback, not quarter, cornerback, Ram. Yes, a Ram is going to be a Jet. But like I said, we will see Ram in a Rams uniform before all is said and done. But yes, Ram was selected to help with the Jets. I don't know how Ram feels about it. I hope he's okay with it. But I hope it's not a bad pick, bro. I always realize that you call me bro, and I appreciate that very, very much. I really do. Very much. But as you think about that, and before you say anything, I will move over to the Giants. So they already got protection in the form of Joker and Biological as a guard and center respectively. But the Giants have decided, you know what, we're not going to wait any longer for Daniel Jones to develop. We're going to get him his replacement. And they have selected Adrian Chambly. Of course, last time that we saw him, he was playing under center for the 49ers. So now the Giants really take a big step as they now have a signal caller. Especially with one with a proven track record. So, Joker, how do you feel about drafting a quarterback and someone who isn't Daniel Jones? I'll let you think about that one. But now we get back to the Panthers. So the Panthers already have a quarterback and a running back, or a halfback, if you will. So they got two backs. But now they're still looking for a top-tier weapon. They're looking for a weapon, and you could say it's double. And you could say that double is KK, Crushing Kelly at tight end. So the two lovers are going to be with each other. How sweet it is. And I say that and I don't say that with a lot of sarcasm. I actually mean that. How sweet it is. I don't know if Kelly's watching this, but I hope she feels good. It's good? Awesome. Well, I know that you and Bio are going to do everything you can to protect Mr. Chambly. Because I know I have a feeling he's going to appreciate it. That being said, by you I mean the New York Giants still have one pick left to go. But for the Panthers, they get KK, Crushing Kelly. All right, now we go back to the Bears. So they already have a wide receiver and a corner. Kind of two opposite, those are two players on the opposite ends of the field, but, those are good picks, though. But now they need somebody to help with catching short passes, and with that, they select, Joshua James. So Joshua finds himself as a third-round pick, but that's not a bad pick. Again, none of our contestants are bad picks, but it makes sense given the fact that they just need somebody to help with, Justin Fields, with the development of his game. All right, next up, it's time to fly, or rise up, as what Jamar says. So they got Jamar and they got Wally. I think we all know who the next pick is going to be. Returning from last year, With their third-round pick, they select quarterback Miles Stanley Ward. And we'll find out if, if the Falcons can repeat their performance in the playoffs this season as they had last year. They may very well win it. They have a chance to win it, and they have a better opportunity to win it, given the fact that the seeding is based in the reverse order of the draft. So whoever picks last gets the first seed, and subsequently the first pick gets the bottom seed, and everybody in between. So the Falcons would have the third seed overall when we get to the season to start off with. Just thought I'd throw that little tidbit in there. Oh yeah, the Broncos. Sorry. Okay. So the Broncos have a quarterback, and they also have someone to take over the mantle left behind by Von Miller. But they definitely need somebody else to help Remnant out. So to that end, they get Mr. Arkham 500 himself at left outside linebacker. So congratulations to Arkham becoming a third-round pick. Okay. All right, so now our final pick in the third round goes to the Seahawks. So, of course, as mentioned before, they already have someone to protect the quarterback, and they also have someone to help with the secondary. But now they need somebody to help with the front of the defense. And for that reason, they go with Cole Weston. So, of course, Cole is playing for a team that's usually... I know that he usually plays with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but considering that they're not in this season, we'll find out how he does in a different setting, especially on the West Coast. Okay, now we get to the Jacksonville Jaguars' last pick. So as before, they needed a kicker. They got him. They needed a secondary guy, or someone in the secondary. They got him. And they got somebody to catch short passes. But now they need somebody to open up the game, to open up the long ball. And for that reason, they get Mr. Florida Man himself at wide receiver. That man is Jose Blanco. So congratulations to Jose getting picked by the Jaguars. I just hope it works out with him and Trevor Lawrence and the rest of those guys. But, of course, you could say that the draft picks that the Jaguars have made are the most Jaguars thing to do. But now we move on to the Lions with their last pick. So they got a quarterback. They have a center. They have someone at linebacker, but now they need somebody in the secondary. And they want somebody to help make their opponents pay the price. And to that, they pick J.T. Price. So congratulations to J.T. on joining the Pride. Also, welcome back, Joker. And in a few picks, we'll get to your final pick, and I'll go over the picks you already made. But now we go back to the Houston Texans. Once again, this is the final pick that will concern Mr. Crimson Ninja. You have himself at quarterback. You have somebody to protect him in Munchie at offensive guard. And you have an outside linebacker in James Zero Gamer. But now they need somebody to protect the secondary. And they pick, of all people... Oh, wait. Did I not hit the button? Wait. Jacksonville. I hope I didn't accidentally pick somebody. Well, anyway. I must have forgot to hit the button. Oh, well. Anyway, back to the Texans. I I just noticed that he was still there. I'm like, oh. Anyway, so now the Texans pick strong safety, your boy TJ. Yes. So they picked that. I was a 4th-round pick. Well, go figure. But hey, I will take it. So yeah, Crimson, I get to play with you. Well, on your team at least. Okay, now we go back to the Jets, and we get their last pick. So they have somebody to... They have secondary in the form of Najee and Ram, and they have somebody to open up the field. But what if you just need short yardage? Well, they need somebody for that. And we have the new guy at tight end, Bryce Lawson, Bella Lockjaw's best friend, is the final pick. And there's like, let's do it, Toad. Yeah, absolutely. And Bryce Lawson, excuse me, is the Jets' final pick. Now we get to the Giants' picks. Last pick, excuse me. So, of course, the Giants already took Joker and Bio, and they have protection, and they got themselves a QB, but they still need some more help. So now they're going to turn to defense, as they hadn't drafted anybody on the defensive end. They need somebody, and to fill that void, they have that man, Jay Virtus. So, of course, Jay Virtus, not too long ago, converted into a linebacker, having previously been a running back. And, of course, this is a guy that, of course, now with the experience that he has, he's going to be able to try to stop the run, and that's what he is going to be asked to do as far as the defensive side of it. But yeah, Joker, I hope that the picks that you guys got for the Giants help tremendously. A Ninja and the Toad on the same team? Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's going to be something, though. As much as the Panthers, they already drafted Crimson Ninja's brother, Atticus Black. And, of course, they just added his woman, Crushing Kelly, at tight end. And they also got Brandon Cuevas at running back to replace the injured Christian McCaffrey, who, yes, he is legit injured. So that's the only reason they drafted him. But they drafted him nonetheless. Hey, what's up, Mr. MSW? Oh, man. Well, hey, it was a matter of time before I lost the title, but hey, I will, I had a great run there. Definitely had a great run. But to go back to the Panthers, they need somebody to protect the secondary, and to that end, to join them, it will be Patty Chase. So Patty Chase is a 4th-round pick, and we'll get to once again team up in back-to-back seasons with Crushing Kelly. But now she will be teaming up alongside Brandon Cuevas at running back and Atticus Black at quarterback. Well, hey, like I said, it was bound to happen at some point. And by the way, you were drafted earlier, and I'll get to you in a moment. But first, we get back to the Bears with their final pick. But yeah, Patty, how do you feel? I mean, you waited a long time to get drafted, but hey, I hope the wait was worth it. I really do. Anyway, back to the Bears and their final pick. Well, of course, much like the Jaguars, they also have a piss-poor kicking game with their special teams. So to that end, they get at punter Blade Charge. I mean, of course, we all know that Blade Charge literally kicks ass. So if you can kick ass, you can definitely kick a football. All right, now we go back to the Falcons. Now, by the way, MSW, you were just recently drafted by the Falcons to go alongside Jamar, at wide receiver and Wally Johnson at defensive tackle. But for the final pick, you have a man that you can consider a king and someone to help with the linebacking core, and that man is King Feck. So yeah, Feck joins the Falcons. And I'm not sure what Jamar and MSW think about Feck joining their team, but hey, that's awesome. Anyway, I'm glad I get to play on I think you meant to say on Atticus, Kelly, and Brandon's team, or with Atticus, Kelly, and Brandon. But I knew what you meant to say, though. All right, second to last pick overall in the draft. We go back to the Broncos. So they have a quarterback and they have two men to help with their linebacking core. But they do need somebody on the front as far as defense is concerned. So for that reason, they have selected the Insane One. So Insane One is going to be joining the Broncos. And given that this is his first appearance as a defensive player, we've seen him at quarterback, we've seen him as an offensive guard, but now he's a defensive tackle. Which now brings us to our Mr. Irrelevant, our final pick. So that means that by default, the Seattle Seahawks, by default, have drafted Mr. Irrelevant. I whether that's true or not, they drafted at center Big Tito, and that actually is not a bad pick given that they do need help with their front end to protect Russell Wilson, given that this was before he was traded to the Broncos IRL. So this is not a bad pick by them. In fact, that's not a bad pick to fall into. Yep, my brain thinks what to type, and my fingers usually say, nope, not happening. But, that is our draft. I don't know if anybody has any objections to where they were drafted. Though I might see more comments in the comment section, given some of our contestants haven't been here. I know that Tito was here earlier, but he had to leave because he had to go to bed. But nonetheless, though, that was a lot of fun to do. But with all that said, that's I don't know what else to say except, who was the Giants' last pick? Actually, I'll just show you. I'll show you. Actually, let me go to the depth chart really quickly. Well, of course, as I mentioned before, they drafted a quarterback in Mr. Chambly, and definitely is considerably better than Daniel Jones. I mean, Daniel is okay, but Adrian is by far a major upgrade, if I do say so myself. But no, he's not the last pick. The last pick was at left outside linebacker, and that was Jay Vertis, who became your final pick. And I may as well do this while I'm at it. And of course, you have Bio, who's your center. And then last but not least, I forgot are you left? Yeah, you're left guard. and you're the left guard. So there you go. And of course, I'll do the rest of these off camera, setting them up. I might do a few more. Let me go over to no, not that one. Strong safety. That's where Patty Chase is at. So, like I said, I'll do the rest of this off camera, though. But before I go off, yeah, Jacksonville. Before I go any further, Jose, how do you feel about that? That they picked you? I know that Jacksonville isn't the best. In fact, it just seems like a lifetime ago, but in 2017, they were just one win away from the Super Bowl. But then, of course, they lost to the Patriots. But then again, they're the Patriots. But unfortunately, they never really recovered since then. But they were kind of a one-season wonder, really. But yeah, how do you feel about that, Jose-san? I guess you're speechless, I suppose, but it is what it is. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of something else to mention, but it's not coming to me, unfortunately. But as for everyone else, I hope you guys have had a good time, and I hope you guys are enjoying the IRL draft, and that you also enjoy you guys' weekend. But I will be back tomorrow to do WWE 2K22, so I will have that ready for you guys. I did post the card in the chat on Discord, so if you hadn't seen it, you can. If you don't have access to it, no worries. You can always watch it when it happens. But with all that said, unless someone has anything else to say, until then, this is the Blue Toad to Jew 22 signing off, saying goodbye. I will see you tomorrow. And do stay tuned, and also do stay safe, more importantly. And in the case of Joker, I do hope you feel better as far as your condition. Well, I'm happy that you're happy with the team you're on. Okay. I hope it's nothing too serious, Mr. Brandon. Oh, by the way, I just remembered. I almost forgot. I did finally, or as The Rock would say, finally, I got Jose Blanco and Brandon on WWE 2K22. I was finally able to get the intended versions of themselves, i.e. the red hair Jose and Brandon as he was anticipated to be, the big red machine. Not to say that the ones I had gotten were bad, but I'm happy to say that oh, okay. Well, I'll try to do what I can, Brandon. I might not stay for too long off camera. But I'm also happy for Patty as well, and I hope Crushing Kelly is happy about it, as would Mr. Atticus and everyone else that got picked. But until then, Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And have a great rest of your night. Peace. Oh, I meant to, nope, not that. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Patty, and thank you, everybody, for coming. Oh, wait a minute. Chaos Reaper, you just came in. Well, you just... well, and how apropos, you just saw yourself by the team that you were drafted by. But how do you feel about it, man? I may as well talk while you're here, because I was just about to head off, man, but I'm happy that you got me before I stopped. You're cool with it? Do you want to see who else joined your team? In fact, I'll even show you. Excuse me. Oh no, wrong way. So you got well, you have yourself, but then as you can see, Christian McCaffrey is on the injured list, as you can see with that bill of health, unfortunately. Otherwise, he would have been on. But you have Cuevas on your team, and at tight end, and you would know more about tight ends than anyone else, Mr. Atticus, if you know what I mean. And it's not Ian Thomas. It is Crushing Kelly. And last but certainly not least, at strong safety, Patty Chase. Although, wait, what's wrong, Atticus? If it was something I said about Kelly, I apologize. Or Patty. Or was it Brandon? Oh, the tight end joke? Yeah, I was trying to, I don't do these crude jokes all the time. I really don't. I really try. Like, the thing is, I try not to do these crude, jokes all too often. But when I do it, it's when you least suspect it. So that's, and again, I don't try to overdo it, because we've seen people overdo it, and I know some people can get away with it, but I never really was one to do it. But I only said it just because it was you and Kelly, and also, hey, what's up, Blade Charge? And Blade Charge, well, you can watch the show to see who drafted you, but I'm happy that you're just saying hello. Also, definitely do check out Blade Charge's show. Same thing with Atticus Schmaticus Black. And then, who else? We did see earlier. Who else do we have? MSW, we had him. And, well, the only other person that makes videos is Tito, but he was at the very beginning of the show. And Autism Carol. So those are just some of the people that you can check out. But I think unless someone else comes in... Oh, yeah, and Crimson Ninja, too. I almost forgot about him. Can't forget him. And then Blade Charge says hi. Yeah. Alright, so... Atticus Schmaticus. That was just something I came up with off the fly. Although there's nothing that really rhymes with Crimson. Crimson Schminzen. Doesn't really roll off the tongue. It really does not. But still. Atticus Black definitely is someone not to mess with, I will say. Out of character, I apologize for making um, the of course the butt of the joke that Crimson just came. Well, he didn't come up with it. I did, but he's just merely copying it. I apologize for that. If you were hurt by it, you're okay. Cool. All right. Cool. Because again, like, trust me, I've been in those situations where I made just a little bad. I made a joke and someone actually cried over it, and they kind of resented me because of it. And I'm like, well, I didn't mean for it to be that way, but it was just a little harmless joke. But hey, sometimes people are like that. And I'm speaking from personal experience, by the way. But now that we got that little piece out of the way, you have a dark. Oh well, yeah, of course. If you have a dark sense of humor, then I have to think that you like your coffee black. For me, I go decaf, and I try to make my coffee a bit lighter. Of course, that helps with cream and sugar and things like that. Well, although, wait a minute, why am I talking about coffee all of a sudden? Shit. It's like, now I need some coffee, too. No cream and sugar? Well, see, that's why you like... I imagine that... I kind of figured you didn't want cream and sugar. Oh, you don't like coffee? Hmm. Maybe you like... Maybe you like tea, I guess. Well, or either that or Coca-Cola or something. Nothing wrong with that. I like Coca-Cola. Definitely like the zero sugar version, since I have to cut back on sugar recently. And I have to drink some water as a result, so it's not a problem. But with all that said, unless someone else comes in, have a great night. Take care. God bless. Oh, you do like coffee? Oh, okay. Just not regular coffee. Ah. Well, yeah, that definitely makes a big difference, though. And today's sponsor is Starbucks. If you want to get your high, you can't go wrong with a frappe, espresso, and a cappuccino at Starbucks. If you got the bucks, it'll make you a star. No. Yeah, bad cheap plug there, I know. I mean, I can go on with these bad plugs. I really could. It's like, if you give me something, I'm going to make a joke out of it. Well, 9 times out of 10. I mean, of course, there are some things I would never joke about. You're out? All right. All right, so I'm also going to be out too. Until then, I will see you tomorrow. And stay safe. God bless. Take care. Peace. I know, right, Brandon?